Hopefully it works. StreamYard hasn't let me down so far. I think we're on. I think we're live. All right. What is happening, Fish and friends? Welcome to another live. Somebody let me know in the comments if we're working. I always want to make sure we're working before I just start rambling off the head here. Funny enough, Rich actually is the one that got me onto StreamYard, who kept poking me saying, dude, just get on StreamYard.
Yeah, after I watched you fail like 3 weeks in a row.
It hadn't been an issue until Jim, Tackle Junkie, was on. We were going to do a live together, and his old lady's like, yeah, if you could show me some tips on it, because I was using, what was it called? Streamlabs, OBS overlay Streamlabs. And I'm like talking to him beforehand. I'm like, yeah, it's super easy. This is all you do. And then I tried to launch it with him, and it didn't work. And then like 2 or 3 weeks in a row, it wouldn't work. So
yeah, I know we tried to go live a couple of times, and it was just like, no,
wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So here we are, Memorial Day weekend. We have Mr. HellaBass, whoops, I guess, with us over here, Rich. Okay. For those of you guys that and gals that don't know him, we'll ask him some questions here. Of course, we have the Dizzle down yonder. Dizzle, what do you know? Tip.
Nothing.
Fishin', I hear you gents, I was locked in my basement all day painting lures, but I hear you guys got out and did some fishing. Hopefully everybody else, guys, gals, kids, are out doing some fishing on Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start of summer. I'm excited because I want some daggum warm weather.
Yeah, it was a Debo kind of day. It was dink on dink on dink, but hey, caught some fish. Not going to complain.
It's a good day. As Rich said, they're just what? Dinks are
training.
Donks and training. So it's a good day to me. So Rich, introduce yourself. HellaBass, where are you? What are you about? What's your fishing story? What are you doing?
Yeah, HellaBass, Rich Lindgren. You can HellaBass. So I do run a YouTube channel, Instagram, all that crazy stuff. I live up in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. I've been, bass fishing pretty much my whole life, doing tournaments for probably 20 some years now, among doing other things. Just an addict, junkie, bass head like everybody else. And my whole channel is all about helping everybody catch more bass and suck less. So
there's the air compressor. Sorry, everyone, if that's loud. We have to have the
obligatory
obligatory air compressor. I forgot to turn it off. So cool. So now, are you mainly a largemouth guy up there or smallies?
Right where I live, there's a whole lot more largemouth, but we do have some smallmouth. I just fished a tournament up on Vermilion a week ago, and that was all smallies. So I fished Mississippi River a little bit, catch smallies there, the St. Croix, a few other lakes, Mille Lacs, things like that. But like right around my house, it's at 95% largemouth, but it's not within an hour or two, I can be on smallies pretty good.
Are you primarily lakes then, or is it rivers, stuff like that also, or kind of a even split?
It's mostly lakes, except for I have pretty good access to the Mississippi River, right?
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, we're so close to the Mississippi too. I honestly don't do enough river fishing. I mean, obviously my little aluminum John boat or my aluminum kayak, I wouldn't trust it. I can barely trust it on like a regular small lake.
Yeah, I know the Mississippi it's scary if you're not with somebody that actually knows where stuff is. And I know I've been with old Johnny a couple of times, and he's like, oh, you got to sit down. You don't want to be standing up right here. There's this, sometimes we get pushed into this and that. And, there's these ripraps and.
Yeah. I don't mess around with that.
Although with your little boat, there's probably some backwaters that actually have accesses in parts of the river. You could probably like slip in and sling some frogs around and probably get on some stuff.
Dude, I can't wait. We were just talking before. Rich's goal for tomorrow is to get on a frogfish. I need to find somewhere to do that as well. I have not actually landed a frog topwater fish. Oh, look at that. My favorite box. You can I'll send you my P.O. box. You can get that over to me real quick.
You're breaking up a little bit.
What's that? Charge you double?
I see TJ's in the chat. What's up, TJ?
What do we got? What's happening in chat tonight? I think we're going to talk about some tackle deals. We're going to quiz Rich on some random questions to see his thoughts on some stuff. Randall wanted to talk about stealing people's tackle when you find it. So we've got a whole bunch of cool, fun stuff. Not stealing it. I'm kidding.
Finders keepers.
Yeah. Hey, 5-second rule. Do we have the tackle junkie himself? And it is Jim. I haven't talked to Jim in a minute. Tackle junkie. Everybody, if you're not following him, another tackle nut like us, give him a follow, Mr. Tackle Junkie TJ81. Good guy. Got a bunch of people saying hey. Everyone's saying hey. People saying hey to TJ. What's up? What's up? Hey, Bassin' with Eddie says he got his first frog fish of the year this morning. Bassin' with Eddie, you're ahead of me. I've had a few little blow ups, no connections yet, but haven't really been hitting it hard.
2 very lackluster attempts by fish at a frog.
Yep, same.
I've tried it a couple of times, and I think I got a Bunk Bass Pro Shop frog. It doesn't float whatsoever. It seems like it just takes on water constantly, and I'm really bummed out. I like the color of it. It won't stay up on top.
Are those the ones that have the hats on them?
I'm sorry.
Does it have a hat? Yeah.
No, I don't think it has it. No.
Oh, no cap.
No.
No cap, fam.
I have no idea what that means. Do I have to point at my arm now and say something, or?
Oh man, it's gonna be a fun night. So, okay, Rich. Random question to get the old fishing juices flowing here. Not related to fishing, really. What would you say? I guess it is kind of fishing related. What is your favorite snack to take along with you, whether you're fishing, doing other outdoor activities? What's your favorite fishing snack?
Probably some beef jerky.
The jerky?
My man.
Look where that's from. Where was that from? Iowa where?
I bought it at Shields the other day. It's called Iowa Smokehouse.
Iowa Smokehouse.
Okay.
It's probably like from New York, and they just call it Iowa Smokehouse. Albia, Iowa.
Oh, Albia. Yeah. That's just down here by us, not too far. That's funny. Even you gophers are eating the old Iowa jerky. How about you, Rich?
Outside that, like maybe some almonds, maybe some granola bars, but keep it pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the granola bars too. I like
you are
a lot.
with
I know.
coconut, you nasty dude.
I like coconut. I'm sorry.
So gross.
What's yours? What's your favorite boat snack? Besides biscuits and gravy, I would say granola bars are one of my favorites.
And what are they? Blueberry donut holes from Dunkin'.
Oh gosh, don't get me started. I can eat a 50-pack of those. What's yours? What's your favorite boat snack?
It's beef jerky all day, man. You got to get the right beef jerky though. You don't want to get that like super dry, salty. Just like that's gonna kill you all day long. If you get some of that dry, salty stuff, you're just it's gonna pull you down. Crazy thing is you don't really think about that a whole lot. Like the snacks that you take out there, if you take something salty, that's gonna pull the moisture out of your body. It's gonna pull your whole like mood and your stamina down at the same time. It's you gotta get something that's good for you and that's gonna keep you going. Beef jerky and Red Bull. So yeah.
You do love your Red Bull.
Sugar free.
About the Red Bulls. Let's see. What do we have? People in chat. What are we saying? Nature Valley Pecan Crunch granola bars. I do like those.
See them corn nuts?
Corn nuts. I actually have broke 2 teeth eating corn nuts. Chipped teeth eating corn nuts. So I don't eat them anymore. I don't mess with them. Sandwiches. I do like sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll just carry a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter in the boat.
I'm not mad at that. We used to, when we were quote unquote bulking in high school, when I was trying to bulk, we would carry around a gallon Ziploc baggie of just like one piece of bread of peanut butter folded in half. Try to bulk. And I think I graduated, 6'1", 145 pounds. Yeah, it didn't work. Let's see. What do we got? Hey, Fat Boy Fishing's in here. A huge supporter of the channel. What's up, my brother? All right, so we got that one out of the way. Rich, if you were faced with the challenge of only going out and fishing one lure, your favorite lure, what would it be and why?
I'd probably,
And this can be a couple different answers. It could be your favorite one to fish. It might not necessarily be like the most successful all year. And then you could also have one of like, if somebody had a tree stump to your head and going to hit you saying you have to catch a fish, what would that one be?
Yeah, I mean, Probably a jig.
I guess that'd be a log. A tree stump.
3/8 ounce Bass Tech tungsten jig with probably like a speed crawl or a menace scrub on it.
Speaking Randall's language there.
Just because,
Yes,
like,
sir.
I can swim this, I can drag it, I can hop it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can usually catch a fish on a jig, and it usually gets me a better than average bite. So, and when the bite
You
is
can do
good,
anything with
there's
it.
not much more efficient than a jig, right? Like a Senko or a Texas rig, like every bite you get, you're fixing the worm, you're replacing the worm, you're redoing it. You get a chunk or a trailer on there good, like you might catch 5 fish before you even have to touch it. So,
Yep.
I like that. Efficient. Now, is that your favorite to throw too? Is
This
that your
one?
favorite? And just like as far as lures go, is that your favorite lure to throw? And is that your
it's up there. I mean, you know, a frog's probably more fun, but that's not like a really year-round reliable technique. But yeah, I mean, if I can catch them on a frog or like a vixen or a yellow magic or a topwater, that's I mean, who doesn't like
It's
a good
funny. I think
topwater
you
bite?
fit right in with us. Randall, we might have to take a trip north a little bit. Meet halfway.
I was just gonna say I understand the frog bite. I love the frog bite. The first one always scares me. It doesn't matter if I've been fishing frogs for 3 months straight. The first one each day I go out is going to scare me when it blows up on it. But I've had this conversation with Debo 100 different times. I personally feel that there's nothing better than
Lean on me.
seeing that tick, 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 or that line just move on that jig and just that hook set. Oh, I just got goosebumps thinking about it.
Swinging the stick. What do we got? Chat. What are you all rocking as your favorite lure? What do we got? Kitech casting jig, creature bait from Victor Hernandez. I agree with that. I would say it goes back and forth. Like obviously frog is my favorite. Like just most fun to throw. I can go out and burn days just frogging. Like if I had to catch a fish, like I would say probably a Texas rigged like creature bait or craw. I've caught so many fish on those. Or like even a wacky rig or maybe even a net rig. Like it depends on the place, but it's always a hard toss up for me for like what's next in line.
Kids are getting a little wild out there.
That's all right. They're not your kids, so they can be doing whatever they want out there. Hey, Debo, I have one of my split rings break on. Let's see. Josh Robbins, what's this? This kind of caught my. What do you got there, Rich?
Well, I saw Kuda said baby brush hog, and I went through literally an entire bag of baby brush hogs today in the post spawn. Up here.
Nice. What color do you like?
Like green pumpkin blue, watermelon candy, something green with some fleck, typically.
Green. What is it? Is green pumpkin magic? The green pumpkin with like gold flake in it?
That's a good one.
Josh Robbins, what was this? Hey, Debo, I had one of my split rings break on my 6 cents provoke on smallmouth. I replaced it and put the hook back on. I was just wondering if it's ever happened to you. I have never broke a split ring. I have pulled some split rings, and I don't know if that's what you mean, like breaking it, like it pulled off, like it bent it out. I've had that happen a couple times, but usually, like I've learned my lesson. Like I've never on something like a 6 cents. 6 cents, I thought were pretty good. I don't know that I have any by me, but like usually when that happens, or when it happened, like when you get like a Bass Pro or a Shields type crankbait, and they have like small junky hooks and small junky split rings on them, I would just change those out. I'm not a huge guy on changing like every split ring you get. Most of them are pretty good, but I am a huge proponent of changing the troubles on most.
Yeah, there's just some of those split rings where you're like, this isn't gonna work. When you go to cinch down that knot, you're like, no. I
just bent this just tying my knot.
Right.
This has to go. Rich, you ever bend or break them?
Not very often. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't shop in the discount bins much. I can't say I've ever had a problem with a 6 cents bait.
Yeah, Josh, I guess the other question might be what kind of rod we're using. We're using a pretty stout rod with braid, because if you didn't have any give in your system, that could have been the issue too. If you had a stout rod with braid that has, your rod doesn't have much bend, braid obviously doesn't have much bend. If you had it locked down where it wasn't taking out drag, it could have been wrapped up in something, or could have been, around something, just off it went. Never know. Whopper plopper. I did see the Whopper plopper. I didn't get on a good Whopper plopper bite at all last year. I have every year. Last year I didn't get on.
2 years ago, or is it 3 years ago when we were Dahlberging it up all day?
Yeah, that's been like 3 years ago.
We did the Dahlberg and we did the Chapo.
Yep. Chapo,
Those
Dahlberg.
two.
I had the grass burner too, and caught a bunch on that time.
The only thing bad about the Chapo was the hard plastic tail.
Yep.
Those would kind of like break out on you, where the Dahlberg was more
too.
Yeah, the Dahlberg was more flimsy, not flimsy, but like more
like
pliable. Yeah,
like
and they swim off in pike's mouths really well.
Yes, they do. Hey, we got a donation coming in. Who is it? Ray. I wondered. What's up, Ray? And you guys, of course, I don't ever ask for donations, but anybody that does leave a donation, I will be sure to call you out and thank you and answer whatever questions you have. So Ray asked, any luck on walking baits this year? I have not, Ray. Actually, funny enough, I was just looking back at pictures, and this time last year, I already had a good day with a buzzbait, and I had a spectacular day with one of my own hand-painted walking baits. This year, I haven't caught a topwater fish yet. I've had a few little kind of lackluster blow-ups, but not yet.
I actually threw a walking bait. Was it yesterday, 2 days ago? And I thought it was just like, it felt just right. It felt perfect. And I think I just kind of had the walking bait just wasn't right. Again, I don't know if I'm probably not doing something right, because I feel like every time I throw something topwater, they just all sink. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Are you throwing it on sinking line?
What's that?
Are you throwing it on like fluoro?
No, I was throwing the walking bait on mono, like 14 mono, and it was weird. It was like it would really sit down, like on the back end, and it was clean. There wasn't any like grass or scum or anything on there. It was
strange.
Yeah.
What else do we have? What else is in the old chat? If you guys see any questions or anything you want, holler out and I'll try to grab them. CJ Scarborough, can we discuss the shortage in Reaction Innovations Little Dippers? It's crazy and it's a travesty. Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I don't have anything to do with that. I've told Reaction Innovations if they want to sponsor me and bring a whole truckload of those over to my house, I would appreciate it. It hasn't happened yet, so you can't blame it on me. I don't know. I'm in the same boat as you. I haven't bought any Reaction Innovation stuff. I put in a big order with them a while back. Yeah, I don't know. That's actually that's a perfect segue into our next deal. We were going to talk about some deals tonight, and one thing we were all just talking about before is the fact that so many places are short on stuff, not only from the manufacturer but like from the wholesale side. It doesn't make sense for them to have a 20-25% off sale on all the stuff when they're already selling it quick enough, with people being out more people fishing. You're just not going to see it. I know Tackle Warehouse commented and said, we're sorry, we're not having a sale. And it's literally like Rich, you were saying they're, 3 weeks behind. It would already put them farther behind because people would be flooding them with deals or with orders because of the deals. So, but never fear. We did look up a few places. Rich, you said you had some to talk about?
I got a whole bunch, but just comment on Reaction Innovations.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a smaller company and they make some fabulous baits. I love the Beaver, the Skinny Dippers, the Vixen. I mean, like the Swamp Donkey, but like Vixens are out of stock all the time. Swamp Donkeys are out of stock all the time. Like they're not a huge company. They don't probably have a huge supply chain and they run out and it takes time to process orders and go through inventory. So it's just, you can kind of expect that, I guess, a little bit, but
yeah. And I know like with other companies, I don't know if Reaction Innovations makes everything like in-house here. I thought they used to down in Georgia or wherever that is.
Yeah.
But I know like for other people who have to outsource stuff and bring it into it, whether it's being assembled here, or if they're getting it from other places, sometimes it's all not from one place. So they might be, waiting on split rings from here, waiting on hooks from here, and they might have everything they need except for hooks. And the hooks are, 3 months, back before they can get them. So who knows? It's weird. Lots of stuff. But what do you got, Rich? What do you got for deals? Hit us.
So,
with some.
First of all, my buddy runs a group on Facebook. For those that have Facebook, Bass Fishing Deal Hunters is a group. You can search it up. Just request to join. I'm sure it'll let you in. But there's like a whole group of people always posting stuff. So, but I'll give you a couple of good ones. I'll look over there. So American Legacy Fishing is doing 15% off. Code Memorial 15.
Yeah. Fish with Grant. What was that? Memorial
15, American Fishing. They're a great Dobbins dealer. They have a bunch of Loomis, Shimano, Daiwa. There's probably some exclusions. Like most of these will exclude Megabass, Shimano, and a few other things. Let's see here. Hookup Tackle's doing 15% off. Code USA.
Is that it?
Both
Just
the
USA?
same exclusions there. Plus, they're doing free 2-day shipping. That's cool. Those that don't like to wait.
USA was the code?
USA. Land Big Fish is doing 20% off again. I don't feel like they have much left
from them.
left. I don't know how they have anything left in stock. They do 20% every other week. That's Remember 21 for Land Big Fish.
I might have to go onto Facebook and sign up as like Rusty Shackelford or something.
All right, one of my favorite ones, Omnia Fishing has 20% off. Memorial 20 at omniafishing.com.
That's a good one.
They have
Memorial 20.
Yeah, and their stock. They're a newish retail company, Omnia Fishing online. They do have a small storefront. They're in Minnesota, so if you fans that are Debo fans in like the Midwest and Illinois, like you're gonna get really quick shipping from Minnesota. They ship. I think if you order by 2, they ship the same day or the next day. So like I know like we've all ran into it. We ordered something from Tackle Warehouse and we don't want to pay the $11 express shipping, and it takes 2 or 3 weeks to get your order shipped. But they've really built up their inventory. You may have checked them out 6-12 months ago and be like, wow, they don't have anything I need. They have done such a fantastic job in just bolstering their inventory of things they carry. So if you checked them a while ago, Omnia Fishing, go back and revisit, check out what they got. You might be surprised. And they got some niche stuff that like they carry, I forget what the company is. Michael Simonton, one of the Great Lakes Bass Venture Lures. They got like a bunch of hand pour tubes and hair jigs and like super cool smallie stuff. I'm trying to think. They have some other exclusives too, like the swim bait heads that Gussie used at the Tennessee River when he won. It's a small company out of Canada, the Smeltinator head or something like that. So they have like some really good exclusives on some things that you won't find anywhere else.
Yeah, and the cool thing about them is I was actually just talking to somebody about them. Omnia, like their whole deal is, or like I guess one of the deals is they offer lures based on like lakes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how accurate it is. It's a super cool idea. So like, for example, Lake Gunnersville, if you're going to Lake Gunnersville, you can type in Lake Gunnersville on there and see like what the hot lures are right now, based on recommendations from, I don't know who does it. You do it?
Yeah. Every time I go fishing, I put a report on Omnia.
Seriously, that's cool.
Awesome.
So anybody can do it, or do you have to be like part of the membership?
You just have to sign up to be an ambassador.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah. Rich, you're not like, oh yeah, they're totally biting. Super deep divers don't throw anything top water. They don't want that. Nothing like that, right?
No, I mean there's a few small lakes by me that I don't put reports on because they're just tiny little lakes, and I don't. But like when I go to Pickwick, when I go to Smith Mountain, when I go to Minnetonka, when I go to, I mean like, yeah, I mean it's not like the Angler Bullseye or anything where you're like giving GPS coordinates and spots, but you're just giving like boulders 10 to 15 feet, KVD flat side, 1.5 tubes or whatever, right? Like you just.
Yeah, it seemed pretty accurate. Somebody, I was reading on McBride, somebody left a deal on McBride earlier in the year, and they were talking about legit spots. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's getting better, right? I mean, it's user based, so the more people that sign up, the more people that do it, the more accurate the information is.
That's really awesome. Like something like technology like that, where it's like everybody is helping everybody else out. I know back in the day, I used to get weekly emails from the Iowa DNR that did something similar, but it wasn't that much in detail. It was like they would send you an email and be like, oh, this lake, they're biting on Cinco's in white or something like that. It wasn't any detail about 15 feet out boulders or 15 feet down boulders, stuff like that. So that's really cool that there's stuff like that out there for people to know.
Yeah. And John Kuhn, that was Omnia. Omnia Fishing is the website. Did you say they had a code? I typed the code in there somewhere.
Yeah, the code was Memorial 20. And then there's one more that's actually 30% off at arsenalfishing.com. Arsenal Fishing, so this is like just Arsenal Fishing stuff. But Memday 21 at Arsenal Fishing. So
Are they the spunk?
So Arsenal has a couple cool products. They've got the Arsenal Tactical Minnow, which is a really good.
That's what I got based on your recommendation. That
bladed jig trailer, swim jig trailer. They have a really good braid scissors. The battle braid scissors is legit. Like you can literally cut braid. I got some right here. Like
what was the code?
MEM day 21. This thing is like, ooh, come on. So I got some old braid here. Like you can just no tension. Just
dang. Those are pretty cool.
Those
and then like if you guys, I know nobody wacky rigs, but they've got a really good the band tool.
I've seen those. Yeah, I did.
Silicone bands. So I got my Nico box, also my wacky rig box, but they've just got these little plastic tubes. They're clear little silicone shields. And you put that on there, and you open it up, slide your Senko, Yum Dinger, whatever you want through there, let the band on there, and it's much more robust than the old O-rings.
Now, when you Nico rig that, do you put it through the rubber? You
can go under it like an O-ring, or you can go through it. It kind of depends on what I'm doing. We could do a whole like show on video. like kind of depends on what I want, right? Like if I'm just wacky rigging, I'm going right through it, perpendicular to the worm.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm Nico rigging, I'm typically going to go parallel to the worm because you want, when you're dragging that through cover, you kind of want that worm to act as your weed guard around your hook. So it really depends on the cover, what I'm doing. But yeah, like and they got some other cool stuff. They got some good sun shirts, apparel. I don't know. It's a good company. It's a small brand. They got tungsten. They got other stuff. So there's some legit stuff on Arsenal Fishing to check out.
Yeah, those minnows were sweet. I don't know where I put them. I got some based on your reco. I like them.
Most of mine are probably under my computer right now. I don't think
I was waiting for Fat Boy Fishing to say, "Oh my gosh, those scissors are so handy. Keep a pair in your truck." Okay, guys, we have to Austin S53 Schneidwolf, pump the brakes, brother. This is the 37th time he's asked. What's your guys' personal best?
I'm bottom of the list. I'm fairly certain I'm bottom of the list. I'm under 6.
I can't remember. Mine was got to be close to 10 though. Austin has to be close. Mine's only a 7. Austin, I know. What a bonehead. How about you, Rich? What's yours? Like 10?
In Minnesota, 7.25.
Okay.
And then in Texas, I got an 8-pound 3-ounce.
Nice. Yeah, and see, people don't realize like it's all about based on where you're at. I was actually was that my guy John Frank? I don't know if John's in here. Huge supporter of the channel, super nice guy. But he sent me a picture of Iowa's PB, and it's actually a female angler that has Iowa's record bass. One of few states that has a female angler that holds 10 pounds. I should see if I can
find over 10.
Yeah, it's just right at 10 pounds something. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, we don't get the warm weather,
Sorry. You know. Nothing too spectacular from us. We're just some regular old fishing lovers here.
Hey, Rich, big smallie. What's your biggest smallie?
Probably, I've caught some in tournaments where I haven't weighed them because like I'm lax, but I would say right at 5, give or take.
Oh my God. So I'm trying to convince Debo, and the more and more we fish together, throwing Whitney Houston aside, I want him to go and fish on the river with me. But the river fish, I don't care what it is, if it's a smallie, if it's a largemouth, if it's a bluegill or pike or walleye, they're all just mean. They're super, super mean fish, and they're gonna beat you up the entire time.
See, I'm down because we could catch a bunch of pike, and I know that'd be fun.
Ugh, gross.
You don't like pike? I like pike. I'm gonna get you a pet pike.
Man,
Fish with grams?
we got pike for days up here, Debo. You're gonna have to come up here sometime.
Dude, I love catching pike. Topwater pike. Do you do topwater pike on frogs much?
On the river, man.
Dude, it's
you'll
blast.
just go through. The only problem is they shred your frogs. Like
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, do you enjoy wasting your lures on pike?
I
often?
would buy extra frogs just for that fun. Like that's how fun it is to me. Like those days where you get cannonball blow-ups by pike. Like you sometimes you're lucky, you can get a few pike on a frog, but I would buy a bucket of Booyah pad crashers and burn them all to catch a ton of
The only
pike.
problem is when they actually snipe your frog and like swallow it, and you get nothing but glowing braid.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, Debo, you got me a jar of this a while back. It's Mend It. This stuff works amazing on plastic frogs. You can take any, like literally any kind of frog. What was the one with the Velcro back? You remember what that one was, Debo?
It was the Boom Boom, the Rumbanus Boom Boom frog.
I had super good luck on that thing, but it was destroyed by pike. And granted, I probably put 3 or 5 or 6 layers of Mend It on it, but that thing it's pristine. I've thrown it after that. There's no like extra water, leaking in or seeking in or anything like that. But Mend It is amazing, not just for like, your plastics or things like that, but your actual, hollow body frogs and stuff too. So
What else we got? I had a question. Oh, what's your Rich? What are your thoughts on those Boom Boom frogs? You like them?
They're okay. They're not my favorite. They're decent. Like
Same.
I don't feel like there's anything amazing about them. I definitely don't think the Velcro is a total gimmick.
Do you feel like the Velcro catches a lot of other stuff besides the teeth to actually keep them hooked?
I haven't noticed that, but I haven't fished them in like real thick duckweed type stuff.
Yeah, I feel like it's a moss grabber. Like mine just always grab moss and stuff, and I'm like, I don't feel like it's worth it. Nothing against Boom Boom. Rubanus is a stud. He would slap me around with this frog stick, but yeah, I just don't feel like
it's just one of those things where I've had good luck on it, where it doesn't.
Yeah.
It could be like any
All
kind
preference.
of frog. It just happens to be that one that I got in a mystery tackle box. Like,
and I wouldn't say it's a bad frog. It's just like it's like a B+ for me, maybe. I don't know.
I could deal without the Velcro.
Yeah, and I think it depends on what you're fishing around. But yeah, I don't believe in the whole it's gonna like grab their teeth or whatever.
Right?
But maybe it does. I haven't used it enough to just say. Fishing with Gramps in the house, another supporter of the channel. He has a YouTube channel as well. Go check him out. Nice gentleman. If you prefer, also speaking of Memorial Day, thank you for your service fishing with Gramps and all the other veterans. The whole reason we're talking about Memorial Day, we appreciate you all. Those who will continue to serve. We appreciate you all. He said somebody asked. We had the of course the regular obligatory Guggen question. People were asking if Guggen stuff was worth it. He said if you prefer Guggen bait, go to Shop Carl's. Yeah, they've got a bunch of that over there. I don't know if Carl's has a sale. I can't say that I saw it. So Matt says Guggen baits. Some are, but some soft plastics work for sure, but not durable. So I saw that, and I wanted to talk about it because I know people have given them crap before. Some you have to love or hate Guggen. We talk about it every live stream. But actually, Randy was, and I haven't tried it yet, but we were talking about it a while back. They changed some of their formula. Randy's actually been doing some of it, and you said they actually do. You feel like they do hold up better now?
Yeah. So I've been trying to put some footage together to put a video out for everybody that's going to potentially ask anytime soon. But I've really noticed that they did something, and you got to make sure and look for the packs that say new on there. And traditionally, where I'm seeing this is with the juniors. So there's like a junior trench hog that I've thrown that seems very, very durable. I think I caught 2 or 3 fish on it before I cut it off, or I pulled it off and put something else on. But like literally in the past, honestly today, I was just saying to myself as I'm out fishing, throwing a bait around, I'm, talking to myself and saying, there's been times in the past where I've tried to rip something through the weeds, whether it be like a trailer on like a jerk bait or a swim bait or anything like that. And I'm coming back with either no appendages left or really no soft plastic at all left. But honestly, it does seem like the new packages, they seem a little bit longer. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put the house on it, put the farm on it or anything like that until I get a little bit more fish on them. But they seem to have made some changes to get rid of a little bit of the salt content to give them a little bit more longevity.
Rich, what do you have? Do you have a package of them there? Or do you have something else you were?
No, I went through so many baby brush hogs today. I had to grab another one off the peg for tomorrow.
You're tackle prepping for tomorrow?
Yeah, I've thrown the clickbait a little bit for a video, but otherwise I've never made a cast with a soft plastic.
Rich, I gotta ask.
I'd rather just throw the striking rage bug or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta ask you about the clickbait. So it's crazy. I was watching Debo and I talked about this last week. I think sometime I went out and bought a 1/2 ounce and a 3/8 ounce clickbait. I noticed the 1/2 ounce the blade was bent up a lot, bent up a lot more, so it would dive and stay lower. The lighter of the two was more like a wake type bait. So I did some research online, and you literally have to bend them, bend the wires back. Have you had any issues with that, or
honestly
any problems?
I would have sent you my clickbaits, and you could have had them. You wouldn't have to buy them in the store. But so I did like a part 1 video this winter where I bought them when they first came out, and it was obviously we were frozen in, and did the weights, looked at the hook, how they tied the skirts, the connection points, total breakdown, blade to hook, right? And then I did an on the water test a couple weeks ago where I actually took out the Z-Man Custom, the Z-Man Jackhammer, the clickbait, and the Super K Clacken. And I did a breakdown on the water. I made 10 casts with each one and kind of gave my thoughts on how it worked. And then spent the rest of the day, basically I tied it on 4 different rods, and I'd make 10 or 12 casts with each one, rotate, kept a tally of how the fishing went. The clickbait caught the least amount of pike and bass. And I had to fish, even when I bent it, I had to fish it so much slower than any other bladed jigs to keep it from coming out of the water that I just 100%. Didn't enjoy fishing it.
And I did notice that the blade actually catches a lot of the weeds, a lot more of the weeds, the way that it's got the open gap at the bottom of the blade. It seems to just have weeds and grass and stuff like that just build up.
It wasn't super weedy when I was out. It was still pretty early, so I didn't really get to the best fish catcher that day was the Z-Man Custom.
Yeah. Tackle Warehouse exclusive. I'm telling you,
I think the Z-Man Elite is almost the same.
And I think it has a bigger hook and a little bit different head shape, if I remember right.
Okay, but
they're pretty close.
I guess just on the Guggen topic, I did, Debo. I just, as an FYI, that entire phone conversation where I was talking to you for an hour today, I recorded the entire thing, so I got to go and delete all of that stuff too. But I will say that the Guggen hooks, what are they? The hammer hooks. I really like them. I was trying to explain it to Debo. They're not just a regular worm hook where it's kind of like a straight J. The bottom of the gap there's almost a little bit of a line right there where it makes it a little bit wider. It makes the rigging of the lure itself seem a little bit more natural. Where in the past I've had issues, on the regular worm hook, putting stuff in, and it just kind of looks wonky.
I'll have to try those. Bigfoot with the donation, dude, thank you so much. Said, I am trying to find the sweet spot for the amount of tackle I should take when fishing from the bank. Any tips? Pond/lake hop throughout the day, so I try to plan for that as well. Okay, well, for me, I would say like I try to go like compartment type stuff. So like I'll have cranks in a box. I'll have, I don't even know, like if it's jerkbait season, like jerkbait box, and then I'll have like a couple big boxes that I put in my backpack, and then I'll switch stuff out as I go, and I keep just all the extra stuff in my truck. So that way you're not trying to take everything with you. I just take a little dabble of each and then go fishing. And then when I figure out what's working or what's not working, or if I know I'm going to a lake like that I can't fish on the bottom because it's all scummy, I'm not going to take my jig box. Like I'm not even going to take jigs, you know? So I try to have a couple boxes of a little bit of everything. I don't know. How about you guys? What do you guys do? Randy, I know you're kind of the same as me. We kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, I actually keep I don't know, like I don't want to say it's a 50-gallon tote, but I keep a bigger tote in the back seat of my truck that's got like what are those? The Tackle Warehouse or like the Bass Mafia plastic bags.
The money bags.
Yep, the money bags separated with different type of soft plastics, and then your actual like boxes with your hard baits, and I keep all that in the back seat of my truck. So when I figure out what they're biting on, I'll just go back there and grab what I need to grab.
Rich, do you do much bank fishing at all?
A little bit. I mean, obviously, I have a 19-foot bass cat that I'm sitting in right now, so that's
pretty handy.
Is my preferred method. Yeah, DZ are my days. OmniaFishing.com. Sorry. He asked a question in the chat. But what I do, especially when I was working in the office more, I haven't been working in the office as much these days with the whole Rona thing. But I usually keep 2 or 3 rods in the back of my SUV and a smattering of tackle. And for me, bank fishing is like when I got like 20 minutes before I got to go get a kid from soccer, or like maybe I go grocery shopping and I'm like, I'm just going to swing in and make 20 casts from this culvert, or like, so it's really quick. And so usually I'm just like, probably like almost always I'm going to have a jig rod, and I'm going to throw like a package of chunks or something in my pocket that I know I can use and cover water. And then I'll like bring a frog, like one other rod with like a frog or maybe something a little more fun, and then cover 2 water columns and hit the couple key spots. And then I'm in and out. And then I'm usually on to that and get my kind of like my little fix for the until the weekend when I'm going to go out for the full day or something. But
I like it.
Why haven't we had a live with him before? He seems like a pretty cool guy.
Oh my gosh. You two can go on your
I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I do go live most Wednesdays on my channel at 8 p.m. Central.
Yeah, talk it up. Yep, every week. What time?
Usually 8 p.m. on Wednesdays. Sometimes it changes with kids' sports or whatever. Like this week, I just went fishing and didn't stream because I'm on a bass and bender this week. So
yeah, tell us about your week. So you've had a bass and bender. You've been a bachelor for the week. What is fishing like up there? So you're up in the Minneapolis area. What's it like up there? What's been working for you? What kind of patterns have you been on? How have you been finding and catching fish?
Yeah. So just a little bit. My wife and 2 lovely children went to Florida. I dropped them off on Sunday at the airport early morning, and then I drove home and picked up the boat, and they come back Memorial Day Monday. So just me and the dog. So Sunday I went to the river with my buddy Pat. We got on Pool 2, which is in like St. Paul, Minnesota, way up, like right below St. Paul, the next pool down. And that was pretty much, they were either late bedding or early post spawn. They really seemed like they were on beds or guarding fry. The water was pretty muddy. You couldn't see them. I was actually rendering the video for that tonight. That'll probably come out late tonight or tomorrow for that. And it was a pretty good bite. We caught a lot of largemouth, a lot of smallmouth, a few pike, a couple saugers, like just ugly looking.
Rock lizards.
Yeah, they just looked really weird in that dark water. But just pitching really light Texas jigs with like 1/8 ounce unpegged, really small drop shots right up on the riprap, natural rock banks, working real slow, and then boom, boom, like it was a pretty good bite until I knocked the skeg off my boat and bent all 4 ears of my stainless steel prop. So that's in the video. You can watch me smoke rocks at 35 miles an hour. So if you're into destruction, come check out that video and that'll be awesome. Yeah, Dobbins, thumbs up for the people in chat talking about Dobbins.
Yeah, you talk a lot about the Dobbins. I know you're a Dobbins lover. Dobbins or Lose rods. I've used both and like both. I like them both.
So that was my Sunday. So then I did work during the week. So I would like work, going to the office a little bit, work from home. Monday night, I went to a local lake, and I really had the idea I was going to throw big baits, right? I brought like my Arashi Glide, my Antidote Glide from Bait Sanity. I brought some of the big Dream Smasher swim baits, the little 4-inch gill from Dream Smasher. Like, it's got this really pronounced like rock feature in the lake with grass on it. I was like, man, they should pre-spawn, post-spawn. They should be there. Like, and I spent like 2 hours of like the good daylight throwing big baits and caught like one tiger muskie. And then I snuck up shallow, and they were like everywhere. And the light was so bad. I caught a fair amount of Debo dinks casting a wacky rig and a ring fry around, and I ended up getting like 1 4-pounder at the end of the night. But they were tail end of the spawn on Monday night on that lake. Water temps were in the low 70s. Tuesday night, Tin Horse Monty was rolling up north to go fishing on Mille Lacs with his buddy Ron for the week. He swung in, and we went to a little hammerhole lake on Tuesday night, and we smoked him. We had like 19, 20 pounds in the evening trip.
Nice.
And that was like pitching little baby brush hogs, little speed craws, little baby D-bombs around pad stems, right on the outside of that curly leaf coontail. The new milfoil was coming up. That was a good night. We did really well. And those were a few fish on beds still there. I caught one big one that looked pre-spawn or on a bed. But that was pretty good. Water temps were in the low 70s again. And then we had that cold snap come through on Wednesday. I went to a new lake that was pretty dirty and featureless with just full of that spring cabbage. Caught like 6 or 7 on a black blue swim jig and one pike. It was kind of a dud of a lake. I don't think that'll be in heavy rotation for me.
We have some of those around here. We hit them. We're like, we'll move that to the bottom of the rotation.
More than some. Debo.
And then Thursday I actually took the day off because it was like 48 and raining all day and blowing wind.
Yep, same down here. It was 40 yesterday, 44, I think. Or the day before it was 44 was the high.
And then Friday. What was Friday? Friday I went actually.
Yesterday?
Since it was Memorial Day Friday, I worked from the boat on my phone. Helped my buddy practice for a big tournament coming up on Minnetonka. So I rode shoddy with him. We cruised around Minnetonka, looked at some things there. He's got a big tournament on Tuesday. Few stragglers on beds, more smallies than anything, but the largies were evaporating quickly on beds there as well. A lot of that kind of fishing the best weeds you can on that first drop seemed to be the best way to get bites. Dock bite is just starting to pick up a little bit. And then today, my neighbor Bill, who had knee surgery, hadn't got his boat ready. He had his first open tournament for his club on Prior Lake up here in the cities. I hadn't been there in 20 years. He hadn't been there this year. We went out there, fished a tournament against 20 guys. That's their home lake. And we got like 5th place. We had 13 and a half pounds for 6, which was, but we had like 13 and a quarter by like 8:30. And then like only called 2 times all the rest of the day. The winners had like 21 pounds. And then second place was 14.
Wow.
Like 2 guys smashed them. And then it was really, I mean, like it was like a 2.5 pound average for like, 3rd, 2nd, 4th place. But
do you want to give Bill my number? I can come up there and help him out anytime he needs.
Yeah,
I throw a jig around real good.
Would you like help him hook his 20-foot Phoenix up to it so it wouldn't strain his knee? Like you'd help him hook it up to the truck.
100%.
Such a good dude.
I'll get in the water to unhook the boat while he's setting it and go get back in the truck and pull it out. 100%.
And today was like weightless Senko, Texas rigged, ring fry, Texas rigged weightless, and then I went through a pile of these baby breath hogs on like a 3/16 ounce weight. But we probably caught, I bet you, 40 fish today. Nice. I mean, a bunch of them were like under 12 inches, like true donks in training.
Yeah,
they still had the wheels on. They were barely, just kind of wobbly. They were finding their way. But yeah, and tomorrow,
frog
for frog bite. We're going to go south of me, hoping we'll be more post-spawn and find some fish and some cheese or something.
Yeah, we're post-spawn here. I had a spot I was going to go to, and I talked to a guy, said it's not cheesy yet. It's not all grown up and stuff. So I don't know. I got to go somewhere. I was going to take the boat out tomorrow. I don't know. I have no clue what I'm going to do now, but I want to get on some frogfish. We're post-spawn. So
yep. Well, Just drive north about 4 hours. Meet me.
If I leave now, I should be there in time.
I'm just gonna say
get invited.
It's pretty sloppy, but the water levels. Oh, Rich, I was gonna ask you. Water levels, are they low or are they normal? Low.
Lowish.
God.
Like everything's like it. I mean, we have pretty natural lakes, so they don't fluctuate a ton. But I would say most everything's like a foot low up here.
Oh, that's like the good places that we've had. I actually, if you watch any of the Debo videos where I happen to show up and he comes and fishes with me, we fish at a spot, and normally it has like a nice dock that we go out and we fish on. I went there last week sometime, and it's like literally, I can't even give it an analogy of how small this little thing is because the water level is so low. It's got to be at least 3 foot low.
Yeah, most of the places around here are a couple feet low. It sucks,
and that's causing the water to be extra clear for most of our stuff.
Yep. Yeah, same, because you're not getting that muddy. We haven't had the rain to muddy it up and stuff running off. I don't know how it's going to be now, but we had rain all week, so I don't know how much it's going to help. But I mean, some days were just more kind of a drizzle, not heavy rain. But we had a couple of decent rainstorms, so we'll see. We got another donation coming in. My guy Jose Zapata. What rod and reel would you suggest for a finesse spinning setup? I've actually got everything written out for that to film. I've had multiple people messaging me and asking me about that. Multiple people saying they want to see more finesse/spinning rig fishing videos. So I've got a couple of those loaded up and ready. I've had a couple successful days. One on a weightless wacky rig. I don't have that stuff by me, but actually, they were both the same thing now that I think about it, different colors. But the missile baits, the 48, if you remember me talking about those in that missile baits unboxing, had never used them before. I said they look like they would be great for wacky rigs. They've worked well. So, Jose, I've got a whole video on that.
Tom Mix is fishing live, and he just lost a giant while listening to the stream.
Oh, damn! I'm sorry, man. Focus on fishing.
Whenever you guys ask a rod and reel question, it is super helpful if you attach your budget.
Yep,
for sure. Spinning is not as big of a question I would go through, but Rich is right. I go through a number of things of budget. What are you going to be throwing on it, and what places do you normally fish? Those are usually my 3 questions.
But for a finesse spinning reel setup, I would say for me, where I would go, and I strictly fish Dobbins, so I'm just going to tell you what I would use in a Dobbins lineup. I would get a 702 spinning rod, which is a 7-foot medium action spinning rod. They're a little on the lighter side. Whatever your budget is, right? Whether you're a Colt, a Fury, a Sierra, whatever you want for your budget, right? They got rods for $80. They got rods for $300. Like whatever your budget is. That 702 is a great rod, like all around. And then I would put that with like a 3,000 size reel. I like Daiwa and Shimano. There's a bunch of other Luz and other Abu that make good reels. But whatever your budget is, find yourself a good 3,000 size reel. Spool that up with 12-pound braid. It's good all-around braid. And then use 6, 8, 10, 12-pound fluorocarbon leaders for whatever the application is, and you should be golden for a spinning outfit.
I wouldn't say anything different.
$200 Southern California. So I would say for $200, I would go with a Dobbins Fury 702, and I'd pair that up with a Daiwa Fuego.
Not mad at that. That's one of my favorite spinning reels.
We talked about this before we started the stream. These guys actually talk in like series and like names and things like that. I'm gonna be like, grab the orange one with the green reel. Dynamite, dude. Come on, get after it.
Wooble and that one braid that I like, we're on. So Jose, hopefully that helps. Like I said, I'm going to have a whole video on that. I'm going to go over a few combos that I use, kind of why I use them, but all purpose. I mean, I'm right on with Rich. 7-foot, medium power, 3,000 size spinning reel, 10 to 15 pound braid, 8. I personally don't go below 8 anymore. I know I'm not even going to get into it now, but 8 to 12 pound leader, and that's it. I mean, I'm right on with Rich.
Just so we practice what we preach. This is a Dobbins Fury with a Daiwa Fuego. Now this is a 703 because this is my dock rod and a Senko skipping rod. But if I was throwing finesse, I would go on a 702, same setup. And I've got
what were those line weights?
I've got the 702 in a Savvy. I've got it in a Champion. I've got the 702 in multiple series rods. What's that?
I was gonna say I kind of feel like I need to go grab a reel right now, but they're
same thing.
outside.
Different rod, but testing a different rod. Fuego, sweet spinning reel. I dig it.
Way to not be prepared, Dizzle.
Yeah, come on, man. It's like show and tell.
Outside. Oh, sorry, everything's outside of my truck, ready to go fishing tomorrow. So.
Oh, well, way to be prepared. I'm gonna do that after I get off the live.
I was gonna
next question. Oh, I'm down. We'll talk after.
You could have sat in your tailgate with all your equipment and been ready.
Yeah, you weren't as prepared as you're saying. So our guy, Fat Boy Fishing, friend of the channel, super nice guy. Favorite reel? Let's go. Yeah, I think so. Let's go spinning and bait casting. If I could pick only one reel, if you know your answer, go ahead. I'm thinking.
I'm gonna say that mine's my my Abu Garcia winch bait casting. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite spinning reel. Just good. Debo, you know the blue and white one that I got, the spinning reel.
The Luz, yep, the Luz. Is it the inshore? The Luz inshore?
It was the inshore, yeah. I actually knew that it was the inshore. I actually do like that one for the spinning reel. I don't have a whole lot of spinning reels. The ones that I do have are older, but I'm gonna say hands down, favorite reel, walk off, Revo winch.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Rich, you got yours all figured out. What do you got there?
All right,
show and tell.
So we'll start with spinning. I had to dig the deepest for the spinning rod, just to be clear.
Oh, okay.
So this older Daiwa 3000 Procyon. It's not my most expensive spinning reel by any means. I've got CI4s and a few other things and some Tatulas, but I just love this reel. I've caught so many fish on this. And then I've got this on the Champion 702. So this is my finesse setup. So I'm, again, practicing what I preach, what I told Jose. So I got this set up for a Ned, little tungsten weedless Ned. But yeah, so I don't know, just something about this just feels right. The size of this one, the nice knob handle on this one. I mean, it's one of their older ones. I haven't tried out the new one yet. I've been kind of meaning to maybe get my hands on the new Procyon to see how it stacks up. But I really love this older Daiwa Procyon.
I actually used a Buddy's, the old one, the black and blue one. Yeah, they're sweet reels.
It's like even like the diameter of the reel is just slightly bigger than the 3000 Fuego. I don't know. It's just right. It just feels right. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. I like a 3000. I don't like the tiny spinning reels. I don't want it to feel like ice fishing. Like
and this.
Okay. Oh, here it is.
The old Pearl Chronarch.
Oh, okay.
Chronarch D.
Is it the Chronarch D?
The 1000D.
I've never used that one. I was thinking that was the MG7. What is Stubby doing up there?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish I sold some of these, and I bought some new Chronarchs and stuff, and I wish I never would have.
Dude, I know.
I'm sorry, Rich. To me, it looked like that handle was on the wrong side.
It's on the right side.
It's the wrong side, technically the right side, but
just like all my spinning reels are on the right side.
Are they really? Are you like the 1% of fishermen that has their spinning reels match their bait casting reels and have the right hand retrieve?
It's me, all on the same side.
That's
I can
crazy.
cast with both hands though, no problem. I can skip docks left-handed, right-handed.
You're a true pro.
Docks either way.
Gotta be a true pro to do that. You can't.
So I can cast with both hands. I cannot reel with my left hand.
Really?
I'll lose like 9 out of 10 fish.
Dude, you could. I guarantee you could. I was that way. I taught myself 2 years ago. I use both left and right now.
God, what was
I'm
it?
still not good at casting with my left though. Like I'm trying it. There's no way I could skip with my left. That would be bird nest all day long. I can cast with.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you've had me cast like for some of your reel reviews and stuff like that, you've had me cast out different stuff that are all
reels.
right-handed, and I'm like, I don't know how to use this when I'm trying to reel it in. Like, especially the day that we took your dad's boat out, and I'm like trying to use a topwater pencil bait, and I'm like, my hands aren't working right. What's going on?
This is backwards. Let's see. So I would say my oldest would be the 200E7, the old Corrado 200E7. I had one of these when I was, so like back in the day, Quantum used to be like huge, right? So when I got back into fishing like 7-8 years ago or whatever, all my stuff was from like high school still. Like that was my newest stuff. I just, after high school and college, I went down a whole another rabbit hole, and I really didn't fish more than once, every couple months, right? So you don't know what to do with your hands?
That's what Kyle Mullet said. So
what? Rich looks like he doesn't know what to do with his hands, or what? For casting, I bet is why. Kyle, I like it. So I had one of these. I had a sweet 200E7, bought it, but like the dude didn't take care of it, and it felt like crap. And I didn't know at the time like how good of a reel they were. Like I hadn't kept up on bass fishing since I was in high school, so that would have been like 2003, 2002. And finally found one of these, and now they go for like $200-$250, which is silly. I found a good deal on one on Facebook Marketplace, but I sold mine for $50, and the guy probably just took it and cleaned it up and was like, ha ha ha, what an idiot.
I got a handful of those. Those are nice.
Sure. Yes, sweet reels. As far as like newer stuff, my Lose LFS from, it was the one before the newer version, so I think those came out in like 2014 or 15. Never had a problem with it. Still, I think one of the best $100 reels out there. As far as spinning, I don't have enough spinning reels to like make a big judgment on those. I have a Shimano Symmetry, I believe it is, which is discontinued. That one has done really well. I've never cleaned it, the poor thing, and it's still kicking. And then the Fuego is probably my second oldest that I've beat the tar out of for the longest. But yeah, I don't know. I could talk gear all night.
I feel like I have a bunch of reels that I probably should clean by all rights, but I almost feel like if I do clean them, it's probably going to break whatever's going on inside.
Whatever's holding them together is going to break. What do you got, Rich? Rich, do you have any other questions or anything you want to go over? We're at an hour. We've still got 200 people in here. We're going to keep rocking maybe another half hour if you have time.
No, the batteries are charging. I just the boat's ready. Like I'll upload a video maybe later tonight, and then go fishing tomorrow. So I'm game.
Damn.
We
all right,
can go all night.
Going here. We still got 211 people on. If you see any questions, you guys see any questions, Rich, if there's anything you want to go over, I know we talked about baits. I wanted to ask you some random questions. Here's one I always ask. Nothing to do with fishing. What's your favorite potato chip flavor? I feel like you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite potato chip flavor. I really do.
There's hard to find a bad potato chip, first of all.
Okay, well, I like that answer.
Probably like a sour cream and cheddar.
Okay, Ruffles, sour cream and cheddar?
Yeah, like the Ridges or like the Kettle as well.
Okay.
Kettle can go off real quick, though.
See, I'm a fan of the Kettle. I like the Kettle Crunch. Salt and Vinny's.
Yeah. Salt and vinegar, dill pickle, barbecue if I'm in the right mood. Loaded baked potato. I mean, I love me. They're not, and then like you can go into the corn chips, right? And then the cheese curds, and I mean, like all. But you said potato chips, so.
Is Minnesota? Is poutine big up there? Is that Minnesota or Wisconsin?
No, it's Canada. You can get it, but it's not.
Come on,
Sean lies in the house.
This on yours. Okay.
Sean is like a stream professional viewer. He's like,
Rich, if you just want to like send me your address, I'll be there in a couple hours. I'm done fishing with Debo.
That's fine. That's fine. Y'all go out on his sweet 19. Dude, I've offered you. You can fit in my aluminum kayak with me. It's basically
We're
like
not
his
going out in
boat.
an aluminum kayak, dude.
It's basically like his 19-foot boat. Trust me, it's fine. We'll be fine. I just don't have the storage he does. Everything else is basically the same. Let's see what else we got. Let's go some random questions. Fishing friends, leave a question over in the comments. Something fun, be fishing related. We're gonna have fun for a little bit.
One that was interesting.
Yeah, go for it.
Man, they go so fast.
I know. I have to keep
Ooh,
scrolling
Danny
back.
M at 819. What are some of your breakthrough moments where you realize, hey, maybe I'm not so terrible at this fishing thing? Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't have those moments, but I thought that was an interesting question.
Go ahead.
I'm not sure what I would say the answer is, but I thought it was a good question.
So I remember getting back into it hard. So like I said, I fished with my old man and growing up. And for me, like spinnerbait was the deal, just out of necessity, right? Because like he was awesome at dragging a Texas rig, whether it was like a Carolina rig or, you know, a tequila sunrise worm. He was a master at it. And like, I could never really get it. So for me, it was like spinnerbait. And I remember one of the first times when I started getting spinnerbait bites thumping trees. Like I've talked about it before, fishing safe. You want to fish away from stuff because I didn't want to get snagged. And my old man taught me to use a bait caster pretty young. I would say like, I don't know, 8 to 10. I don't know. I was using his old stuff, but I fished safe. And I can still remember the day on the boat where I was getting bit in standing timber. A lot of them, like we have a lot of, I wouldn't say they're necessarily man-made, but they're like flooded, like some are like flooded forests and stuff. So I guess they're still technically man-made, but
yeah, they're man-made. They cut them down and just drop them into the water.
Yeah. And I remember that day where I was knocking trees and was like, oh, damn, I keep hitting stuff, and then was getting bites. And like that was one of the first times where I actually found a pattern. Like I feel like I found a pattern of standing timber with a spinnerbait and was like, oh, man, like all 3 of these bites have come when I hit stuff. And then from that moment on, it was like, okay, I'm not going to fish safe. And I still remember that at a young age. But to me, I guess that's what I would say of like a light bulb moment. What do you guys got?
I mean, for me, it was when I was trying to explain how to fish a jig to somebody. And I was like, you're going to probably catch a fish on one of 3 different type of bites. Either you're going to get that hard thump, you're going to get that it just feels weird, or you're going to get that your line is moving away. And I remember pitching out at the exact same time. I'm telling them about this, and all of a sudden my line starts moving away, and I set a hook, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold on here. Let's back this up. Did I just like kind of call out what you should be looking for and catch a fish? What is going? I gotta sit down. Hold on, what's going on?
How about you, Rich? What was your aha moment?
Yeah,
do you have any?
It's been so long. Like I've been fishing like so long. I mean, maybe think back to like when I was a kid, like 14, and like I would go practice with my dad for his club tournaments and stuff. And like we'd travel out of town. And when I was younger, like I'd just have to like hang out. And then as I got a little older, like sometimes I'd like be able to rent a resort boat and just go out fishing with like a trolling motor only.
Sweet.
While everybody else was out like bass boating and then I would like catch fish, and then I'd bring them in, and I'd beat half the guys in the club by using the trolling motor only. Like,
wait a minute, maybe I'm not.
Maybe I know how to catch fish. I don't know what all these guys are doing all day, but I stayed within like a quarter mile of the dock and beat half these guys. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't take. Fishing does not need to be expensive. We make it expensive. And I tell people that fishing is its own hobby, and then you've got like buying tackle, collecting stuff, like. Just being a gear nerd is its own like kind of hobby too. I'm guilty of it. I don't need all of it. I know, and Danny, the other thing I was thinking of is if you flip that question around more often than not, you're going to have the days where fishing humbles your butt so damn quick. You're like, there literally will be days where I cannot buy a bite. And I'm like, why do I even have a YouTube channel? I can't even catch a dink today. Nobody should be watching my stuff, you know?
I don't know how many times I've threatened to slap Debo in his face when he starts saying that kind of stuff. Like he's like, I suck, I'm terrible, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, dude, you say it again and you're going to get slapped in the face and kicked in the water.
Most of the time it's just joking, just to see if I can get the old Dizzle hornswoggle and riled up. What else we got? I see lots of salt and bennies. I'm trying to catch up.
I did see, was it Jeff Garrett? And this, obviously popped in my head with you, Debo. How many rods have you broken?
This year? I don't think I've broken any this year yet.
How many have you stepped on? How many have you high sticked?
I think last year I broke 4.
I remember when we first started fishing together, we were out and you had, I think it was like an orange rod laying on the ground, and
Yeah.
you caught a fish, and you took that obligatory 2 or 3 steps back, and
Yeah.
it was like crunch.
Was that a stick? Yeah, I hope that was a stick. Nick, actually,
Wasn't a
Fat Boy
stick.
Fishing just posted that on. There was some pro that was like getting all excited to land a fish and like stepped on like 2 or 3 of his rods.
Oh,
And he's like, Nick said down the thing, he's like, yeah, it even happens to the pros. He's like, I don't feel bad, something like that. I'm like, oh man, if I had a boat like that, I would be tap dancing on rods all the time. My guy Brando in the house, late to the party. What's up, brother? Brando, thank you very much. He's the gentleman helping with my website. Hopefully I'll be able to have that up soon and selling some lures. Here's a fish eating question. Trevor Wagner, prefer to eat walleye or crappie? Honestly, dude,
Ooh.
I'm not really picky. Like, I can't really sit down. Like, if you put like a yellow bass, a perch, a crappie, a bluegill, walleye, like all in a row, I honestly couldn't pick them out. Like, as long as you've cleaned them all and cooked them, dude, I love fish. I'll eat any of them. That's just me.
Can I throw a sidebar in there?
Yeah, what do you got?
Trout.
I'm not as big of a fan of trout. Trout, I could tell the difference, I feel like. I don't know. Rich, what are you? You're a Minnesota guy.
Dizzle, you're wrong. And then,
Uh-oh.
I would say walleye or crappie, yes, but I'll go perch. If I can.
Oh,
Perch is good too. Perch are just a pain in the butt to clean. Like, they're
you
just
know,
little
for me,
jerks.
traditionally,
jumbos
I let
up
them
here.
go so they can grow. So
Yeah, and I honestly only keep them during ice fishing. Like, I feel like the cold water fish are so much better anyway because you've got essentially a built-in freezer with you.
oh yeah,
Like, I don't really mess with them. Like, if you had a live well, it'd be different, but I don't have a live well or anything to keep them alive till I get home, so I don't want to have old, dirty, bloated fish. So I only do it during ice fishing. But yeah, I love fish. I did a few catch and cooks, not like corny, stupid catch and cooks, but like actual legit fun catch and cooks.
yeah. I think you owe me some fillets.
I do owe you some fillets. I actually still have some frozen fillets. My dad brought some back too. So
Okay, cook those up. We'll meet tomorrow. I'll bring the tartar.
My dad will echo that. If you do the 4 quadrant flare, whatever, on pike, my dad's favorite's pike.
Pike are good. If you get them out of clean water, cold water, deep water, and you know how to fillet them, they actually have a very good flavor that like is different and
it's
unique.
a sweet flavor.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people say the best freshwater fish is snakehead, actually.
Yeah.
People say snakehead tastes amazing. I don't know which.
I've had
in
a lot of
places,
people tell me that carp are good too if you smoke them right.
That was Paul. That was Paul from the Burley Fishing. I bet that was Pepperoni Paul talking about some old man rig smoking some carp in some certain way. I don't fall for it. It's
a Nike tennis shoe, left 13 size.
No, it'd have to be a New Balance.
Oil.
White New Balance with blue logo.
You gotta take the DEBO show on the road and go to the Potomac and get you some snakehead on frogs.
Dude, I want to. I've said I want to catch. That's one of my, like, I don't have very many dream fish or like fisheries, but I want to get snakehead on frog. That'd be super fun.
I want a peacock. Can we do the same in both?
Oh, I'm sure we could in Florida.
A long trip to do that all in one. But
aren't there snakeheads in Florida? Right?
Maybe. They're not. I don't think they're
It's like 18, 20 hours. No big deal.
I don't know where they're at, but
let's go.
What else? Okay, what else we got? You guys call out some questions. You guys pick.
Hey, I actually did have one thing to bring up here. We talked about it shortly before we started going live.
Yeah, go ahead.
So today, just a quick recap. I was out fishing. I didn't take my entire tackle bag. I took one money bag and one hard plastic bag, and I took my batteries, memory card for the GoPro. I remember walking back to my truck. I had everything else, and my thing went beep, 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 beep. So I had to change both memory card and battery. And I was like, where to go? And it was sitting on the bench. So long story short, what do you do when you come up on like a tackle box, a rod and reel combo? do you try to find out who it is, who it belongs to? Do you just leave it where it is? What do you guys do with that found, potentially that found amazingness that is
Found
on the side
tackle.
of the bank?
Yeah, we need to do a whole fishing etiquette thing, because I feel like this could be one of the things in there. So this is like some PTSD for me, because I've been a tackle nut since I was young, like even more of a tackle nut then. And back when we had the big huge planos, my old man gave me one of his old planos with like the 5 drawers and the big top. It was amazing, and I loved it. And I had all these lures, and I took it to school for show and tell. And I left it. My old man's had a boat ever since I've been young, a bass boat, and I left it at the boat ramp when you get out of the boat and they're loading it, and got home and noticed it. Yeah, and I'm like, oh crap. So me and Dad went back and it was gone. Somebody straight up took it. So my answer to that would be, if I've seen people over there and I think I know who it belongs to, I would go like say something. Hey, did you by chance leave your blue tackle box or whatever? Otherwise, if there's nobody around, I would just leave it. If it ain't yours, don't mess with it. You know if it's yours or not.
Yeah.
Don't be messing.
I mean, I think if you're willing to put in the work to seek them out and like put it on all the local forums and like put a Craigslist ad, I mean, like put it out on Facebook in your like local group, and if you're gonna like do all the work to give any possible way to try to connect with them, then pick it up. But if you're not gonna do that, leave it there.
Yeah. So my throwback is back in the day, I had a small little foray into like golf, but that was a little bit different. So if I was golfing, I rolled up to a bunker, and there's a sand wedge in the bunker. I'd throw it in my bag, and when I got around to the clubhouse, I'd drop it off there. The thing about it is like we don't have that as fishermen.
Clubhouse. Yeah.
And part of me is like, I don't want to disappoint little Debo that goes back to the dock looking for his tackle box, but at the same time, I don't want to encounter big Debo that's gonna whoop my butt because I took his stuff thinking that I wasn't gonna give it back.
If I pulled up and you were putting my tackle box in your truck, I'd slap you around. Don't be doing that.
I've got 2 stories, both short. So I don't do a ton of, but there's a place in Minnesota where we can shore fish in the winter. The river stays open. So several years back, I had a G Loomis, I think IMX spinning rod with a nice Shimano, so probably like a $400 combo on it that I left leaning against a tree that I forgot about.
Damn.
Went back, it was gone. I went out and did the opposite. I posted on all the Minnesota forums and be like, hey, did anybody find this? Like, I searched, right? Nothing. So, like, that was lesson learned, right? I mean, and then...
Yeah, some guy's like, oh, yeah, I think I said... No.
On the flip side, fast forward to 3 years ago, was waiting in the winter out there, and I had just gotten this phone in November, right around my birthday. So this is a Samsung 8 Plus, so it's a little old, but it's like 3 years old. And I had gotten back to the truck, and I went to like punch in the directions of the place I was going to go pick something up, and I was like, where's my phone?
Then you have that mini heart attack when you go wallet, phone, key. Oh,
yeah, and then so I like retraced the spots I went. I walked around the parking lot, never found it. Like I was just like, it was like 3 days old. I think like a brand new phone, 3 days old. I still had my Samsung 6. I reactivated it. It was like a cracked screen, terrible battery, but I was like, I am not going to go out and spend another like whatever $600 or whatever. Like, and I'm just like bummed. Like, and then like 2 days later, I got an Instagram message, a Facebook message, a Twitter a bunch of things. 2 kids from Bemidji State were out there waiting 2 days later. They found my phone in the river.
Damn, that's crazy. Luckily, you got the S8. Wasn't the S8 the first year it was like waterproof or whatever?
Yeah, so like I have like a front. I probably took a picture of a little Dink Smalley for like an Instagram post, and I probably went and I missed my pocket, and it went in the water. I never even noticed it. But they saw the blinking light when they were out fishing.
It
still had like 8% left after 2 days of in 30-degree water, and I'm still using it 3 years later. But they were able to see it on my notifications. to see who it was, and they went out of their way and found me. And I met them, got the phone, threw it in some rice. It still works. And I don't know, I offered some cash. They wouldn't take it, but I sent them a bunch of my Bass Tech tungsten jigs as a thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So 2 stories.
That's
complete
amazing.
opposite, same spot. So
damn, whoever took my tackle box didn't do that. They were like, it's probably some little nerd later.
I remember I put
no one's
tackle box
baits
into the water. Huh?
What? Randall, I had a similar story. Left a tackle box at a fishing spot, drove hours back to try to get it, but it was gone. Really sad. Had some special stuff. Nolan's Baits. If you guys haven't checked him out on Instagram, making baits. Nolan's making some awesome stuff, dude. Keep doing what you're doing. He's a young cat. Like, I don't remember how old you are. Young compared to me. I'm an old fart now, but keep doing it, dude. You are doing some amazing work.
And that is a sinking feeling, like when you realize you left something,
right?
And you're like frantically driving, pedaling your bike, running back there, and you get to that tree or that bench or whatever, and it's just not, and you're just like,
what do I do?
Man, like,
I remember like fishing with Debo, and like I walked away from a spot, and I was like, oh, my hand feels a little bit light. I only have 3 rods. I should have 4 rods. And like Debo, take these, throw them at him, and then I run back and get it. And like I get there and I see all these people like just slowly congregating towards where my rod and reel should be. And it's just like, I would really hope that people, you know, wouldn't throw their worm buckets on the ground and would do something nice like that for people. And unfortunately,
we have to do a whole stream, either a stream or a video on like fishing etiquette, because I don't know why I said that in so many syllables. Etiquette, Jenny, Jenny, fishing etiquette, because literally everywhere I go now, everywhere I go for bank fishing, there's always like either an old, worm, like styrofoam container thing, or some sort of like Mountain Dew bottle or something. Like just crap everywhere. And I need to do a better job of picking it up. I actually used to keep like a Walmart sack with me when I go out, and literally it just would be me picking up trash the whole time, and I didn't get fishing, and I just stopped. I know that's not the right answer, but like, you know, when I'm already on a time crunch, like.
Yeah, I went to the pond the other day. Didn't catch any fish, but I picked up a sack of garbage.
Good job, dude. Good job.
Nice.
We need to do it more. We need to make more of a point to do that.
The crazy thing is you get onto these lakes, and it's like, if you look at the parking lot, there's a dumpster right there.
Yeah.
Why aren't you picking up your stuff?
Or like, fishing line. Everywhere we go, there's always balls of line. People take the time to ball up the line, but like most of the places we go to have the PVC pipe thing that's like, hey, put your old fishing line in here, and it drops down the thing. Yeah, that's like a whole rant.
I don't know how many times I've snagged a balled up, you pull up all of the line, you pull it up, and then you do that little twisty and then knot and tie it up.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've caught those. And it's like, dude, why didn't you just walk 14 steps that way and throw it in the thing as you're going to your car?
Yeah,
laziness.
I mean, some stuff you see, like, maybe like the bag, your old Yum Dinger bag fell out of your pocket, but like, I go to this pond and like I see McDonald's cups and I see like empty drink bottles and like
laying next to it,
they didn't even try. You could just tell, right? It wasn't like one thing fell out of their pocket. It's like they had a picnic and left all of their crap everywhere. Like, that infuriates me.
Yep.
I think one of the worst times I ever went is I went out and it was on a dock I was fishing off of, and I saw 4 styrofoam containers that had worms in them. And I spent at least 45 minutes trying to pitch out and grab all these styrofoam containers to take them to the dumpster that was 4.5 feet away from
5 steps away. So I was going to do Fat Boy's question, worst on the water altercation. I feel like we could go down a rabbit hole with that. We're already at an hour 23. So Nick, I'm going to skip that. Thank you, brother, though. William Sully. This is a good one. The line on your spool is lower than ideal. Do you A, totally respool, B, use the remainder as a backer, or C, keep fishing? And there's a D. I thought there was only 3. D, do something I didn't think of. What do you guys do? If it's lower than normal, what do you do? I would say I either one, if it's like, because a lot of times I'll carry a couple like multi-purpose rods. And if I happen to have my Texas rig on like a full one or a jig, I'll just switch my my flipping and pitching thing to that if I'm in a pinch, because I'm not going to be casting with it usually. But otherwise, I'm just going to respool it. Like I hate having a bunch of low line. If you're Randy, you'll go out every time and say, "Oh, and I should have respooled this every day for 6 months in a row."
I'm gonna say my answer is D. I'm gonna do something I didn't think of, but I did think of it. I'm gonna cast it out, and I'm gonna say down to the back.
Down to the back end. Every time. I should have respooled
every
this.
time. Every time. Should have respooled it down to the back end.
Down to the back end. Rich, what are you doing?
Yeah, so I never totally respool. Almost never. Like I'm always going to use backing.
Sure. Yep.
But yeah, I typically use it until, I mean, if there's a tournament, right, that's different. Because I'm
Sure.
gonna.
Yep.
But if I'm just fun fishing, I'm gonna basically use it until it is impeding my cast, and I'm like hitting my thumb on the junction knot of my backing.
Yep.
And then, but sometimes when I'm fun fishing, it takes me 2 or 3 times of like, oh man, I was gonna respool that, and then I didn't. Kind of like cleaning my reels. Like I finally cleaned 2 reels this week that I had probably like said 10 times to myself, I need to clean this reel because I can hear that.
Wait, reels can.
And I'm thinking about like wearing my chesty for a video, right, and recording, and I'm like, this is great audio.
What's wrong with that? Oh yeah, so
like having a chesty with a fingerprint on it, Debo.
Oh god.
Oh, Tom Mix got a 5-pounder and a 1-pounder, or number 5. He got his 5th fish. He got his limit, and now he's driving home.
Dude, I wish I could get service to do that. Go ahead.
We talked about PBs, and I talked about Tin Horse Monty. His first day out, he got a 512 smallie. Set his PB on Mille Lacs on a jerkbait.
That'd be fun. That would be fun. I would like that. I need to chase smallies more. I really don't. I had another fun question.
Yeah, you should.
Fishing with Gramps. So I truly think I read that somewhere, or well, not this, but I read that like you can tell the true character of a person by what they do with their cart after they're done. I'm like, dude, spot on. Like I'll walk all the way back to put that thing away. Like, and I don't consider myself like an angel of any sort, but like my parents taught me respect. You know, you don't just leave it. Like I don't know how many times I've come up to my truck and there's just a cart rammed into it. Like how would you like it?
I mean, there's like a cart return every 4 spots at the supermarket. Like, dude, you don't even have to walk more than 20 feet. Like, if you're that lazy, park next to the cart return.
I'm gonna park next to the cart return 100% of the time.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You're still
assuming that I know that I'm going to have a cart when I walk out. Because there's one of 2 different scenarios. Either I'm going to have a cart when I walk out because I bought way too much stuff, or I can just load up my arms and just get after it and carry what I have out, to my truck. No cart.
Yeah, that's the whole second part of it is once you get home, do you try to get everything all in one trip, or are you a multiple tripper?
Depends if my kids are home and I'm trying to avoid them or not.
I am too. I'm a one tripper. I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but I will load them up on the arms and try to get them in one trip if I can.
Like
no clue why.
I don't know. I don't know how many times I've felt like my pinky's about to rip off.
Oh yeah.
As I have 3 bags dragged on top of it. But
yeah, dude, that's part of the challenge. Okay, let's see. Let's do 3 more questions. Everybody's gonna pick one question. So everybody in chat, we've still got 200. I can't believe an hour and a half. We still got 200 awesome fishing friends in here. So give us your questions. Each one of us are going to pick one more question for the night. It can be fishing related, can be fun. We're each going to pick one more question. We'll all 3 answer them, and then we're going to sign out because I know you guys are probably tired. You guys have other stuff to do, but dang it, you all are supporting me, and I appreciate that. I should have put a giveaway to get together. I don't have anything, but there'll be more of those coming soon. So
can I ask a question?
Yeah, what do you got? This doesn't count.
What are your favorite grips on your reel? Is it the flat? Is it the semi-rounded, or is it, I guess, the win fully rounded grips? Does that make sense?
I've been so delayed on that video. I've got a bucket actually full of grips. You've probably seen my Gomexis ones. You've probably seen these on Instagram. All the cool kids are using them. I feel like those. Now Now I almost want to take them off because I feel like all the cool people are using them. I've had these for like a super long time, and I love them. Like these or the speed spool or spool speed, the bearings. Scott over at Spool Speed.
Bing, down to the back.
Yes, because they're long. I can't tell you how many times on hard hook sets, and it's because of my GoPro. Like when I didn't have a GoPro, I would set straight up. But with my GoPro, I broke I still use the old GoPro Hero 4, and it's got like a mic connector. And I can't tell you how many of those stupid connectors, and they're like $12 a piece. And once you bend it, you have no audio.
At least one.
Yeah. I've burnt through probably 10 of those things, like first starting out, like setting my hooks. So I set kind of like at 45 degrees now, but I've like ripped skin off my knuckles. Anyway, these are the Gomexuses, if that's what you were alluding to. They are sweet. I like them. They're kind of expensive. Look for them on sale. I don't know where I'm going with that, but what do you got? Rich, what do you got? Are you laughing at me and my Gomexus pitch? I'm not sponsored.
No, there was some guy saying that Dizzle has to fish a whole day in a kilt with clamshell baits only. That made me laugh.
So that's actually.
I mean, I don't have a kilt yet, but
that's
I'm
actually
not
from
gonna
old
fish.
live streams.
If anybody could rock a kilt, it would be you, Dizzle.
Dude,
I will.
He's gonna. I've got
in
to
the
get
hot
one.
heat with that
scared.
breeze. I bet you that's a freeing feeling. It would be
God.
amazing. Like when you lean up on a jig fish,
you
get
just
that
said
breeze in
that,
there,
and
man,
I felt it, like just.
Oh Lord. Fishing with Gramps with the donation. Thank you very much, man. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. We've gone off on all sorts of tangents. When are you going to get a bigger boat and take the young DEBO'S out fishing? I have taken the kids fishing. We haven't gone this year. Actually, I don't think we went last year. I think we went once was all. But the kiddos are good for like a half hour, maybe an hour. And then it's like, hey, let's fight and throw rocks and do things that we shouldn't be. So I don't know about the boat.
DEBO, how old are your kids?
10 and 6.
Okay.
They'd probably be better now. Honestly, I don't think actually we went once at all last year.
Like
being busy when they were in
when my kids were that age, it was like how many? Like it all was a ratio. It was like how many fruit snacks, Cheetos. Like if I could pack 3 hours worth of snacks, then I could fish for 3 hours. But like kids in a boat, they have an endless appetite.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Snacks. I feel like now if I could bring their tablets or whatever in case they get bored, and then like have like a worm and a bobber out so they can just reel in stuff. Like that's the fun of it, and not that's a whole other tangent. Not now. I do not trust him in my aluminum kayak. I've almost fell out of it multiple times. It's just an 11-foot.
But yet you want to invite me out into it.
As soon as he gets his tackle gear addiction under control, where he stops buying new reels and rods, and he can spend it on a boat. That's the real answer to this question.
Put that on a monthly boat payment. I know it'd probably only be like a 200 or something payment. I could easily hack because I buy too much of this crap. But thanks for making me feel like an idiot there, Hella. I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot.
DEBO, turn around and look at the wall behind you. Maybe
what's there?
A third of that could get you a super nice boat.
Randall, hush. Okay, 3 questions. Here we go. If you all see a question you like, go ahead and pick it. Here we go. William Sully said, "No, I just poured another adult beverage. Don't go."
In my opinion, these
what's the question? At what time?
In my opinion and my experience fishing.
What's the question, Randall?
And I'm trying to say it. Stop talking. It's more of a statement. It's gone. I lost it. It's out of here. Basically, it was a comparison between fishing on the bank and fishing from a kayak. Better on the bank versus a kayak.
Yeah, so it's right here. Can you guys see the stuff that I'm hanging on the screen?
Yep.
Okay.
It just popped up now. I don't fish from a kayak, but I feel like there's just something about when I go fishing on a boat versus when I'm fishing from the shore. I just feel like I have more confidence from the shore. It's probably because that's what I've fished the most from. I don't know. What about you guys?
So we need to get. I'm going to try to get Chad Hoover on the show. Get him on a live. He's what is he? The owner or president of, I don't know how all that works, of KBF. We'll see if we can get him some recommendations for us for some kayaks, Randall. Maybe we'll get in the kayak game. Get off the bank.
I'm not scared of it. I would do it. It's just
okay. Let's see. In my experience fishing, I've never honestly fished out of a kayak. I feel like my aluminum kayak is very similar to a kayak.
I was just gonna say I've fished out of a boat.
I've had luck on both, so
that you've said that, oh, it's an aluminum kayak. I've fished out of those boats where it's just me solo in a boat that's like two 4-year-olds would be like, this is kind of wobbly. Why am I in here? You know, I've fished out of those versus on the shore. So
I've had luck out of both. I think we probably had luck out of both. Rich, how about you?
same.
Bank or kayak?
I don't know that I've ever been in a kayak. I fished a little bit out of So
bank or really small boat / canoe.
Bass boat.
I'm in a bass boat right now. I'm not mad at that.
Oh, yes. Wait, no. Let me.
Randall gets lippy enough. I just kick him out of here. It's his Walmart internet. He's in front of Walmart. Okay. Let's see. We've got 2 more questions. So that was Randall's. He just left because we got his question done. What else do we have? Did you see any that you liked, Rich?
I mean, there's some good comments, but I'm trying to think if I saw any questions. I feel like Sean Lai had some questions, but that was like forever ago.
Oh, hey guys. Sorry. No idea. I had that.
Dizzle's back.
That Walmart.
Yeah, you get lippy with me again, Randall. I'll kick you out of here. That's actually exactly what I said, your Walmart internet.
Tim always wants to know your favorite Slipknot song. How about that one?
Where's that at? Okay, we can go Hard Rock. What time was that?
What is it? I don't know what
48.
the title is. It's California. Can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes. I can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes. You know that song?
Tim, oh, my guy Tim. Tim's always fishing. Another supporter of the channel. He's a very nice guy. I need to get up his way. I think you're in Michigan, right, Tim? Tim just caught I guess that wasn't just now, but caught a monster muskellunge. So I'm jealous of that. But favorite Slipknot song. So I was actually just heard that they're doing Knot Fest. So for those of you that don't know, Slipknot, one of the great things here from Iowa. They were from Des Moines, Iowa, born and raised, corn-fed Iowa boys. My favorite Slipknot song of ever, People Equal, is a good one.
I feel like it's just the same for me for names of songs for like tackle. I don't know that it's the purple one with the yellow grips
that has this. I don't know. Like I love the Iowa album's my favorite. Of course, it's Iowa. So I love Slipknot. The self-titled album is a good one. Korn is my favorite band of all time. I don't know if that surprises you or not. I'm a big heavy metal guy. Metallica, Ozzy's probably up there top 3 as well. So that's my music stuff. How about you guys? Do you listen to Slipknot, or what type of music?
Definitely don't have a favorite Slipknot song.
Not a Slipknot guy.
I mean, I probably heard some of their stuff and be okay with it, but I don't know.
What do you listen to?
Honestly, I listen to a lot of podcasts now and sports talk radio.
Okay. Ooh. How about music? You got to give us a music thing. What are you into?
I mean, like back in the day, music? I was a big like Aerosmith, Def Leppard guy.
Okay.
But otherwise, I'm pretty eclectic. I like some country. I like some rock. I like some of the new stuff. I'm just whatever.
100%. I'm gonna say Bayou Burner, Lamb of God, Ting Ting Buddy, Deftones. The Deftones literally changed my life from like that awkward high school age, and Deftones, and obviously like Slipknot.
Being an awkward fisherman guy.
Yeah, like a lot of times people are gonna like call me out. They're like, "Hey, don't let your AirPods fall in the water." But like I'm listening to music the entire time, and a lot of times for me personally, I will get into the rhythm of like whatever song I happen to hear, and especially
it can change you.
It comes up with like a jerk bait. I will get into like a jerk bait mode. And I catch
busting
fish
with the tempo like you're in a cycling class. Okay, 100%. So we did music, we did boats. Rich, did you get one? We need one for you. You got to pick one, or were you picking that one for me?
I don't know.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go through quick.
So somebody asked, "What is your favorite pound line to use.
Okay.
That was way back.
Neil, I see answering it. I don't know who asked it, but it might have been my guy Neil. Neil, another good guy that supports the channel. But this is KRDP was replying to him. Well, how I view it is like 10-pound line is light, 17-pound and higher. Maybe he was asking about line weights. Maybe I don't know.
84 Neil Bone is the one that asked that question.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was saying. KRDP was replying to him. I don't know what the question was. I thought that maybe that was the one you were talking about, but maybe not. Let's see. Let's do one more. Any ghost experiences? Oh my gosh. We'll have to have a whole nother one on that. Randall actually used to be a ghost chaser.
Experiences?
Yeah. Randall knows all about the ghosts.
I was just I wanted to actually say I just watched a couple of videos on I don't know what it was, maybe Discovery Plus about some squanches.
That's like 4. Is that 4 times the compressor's turned on? My airbrush is leaking, so it's running more than often. Let's see. One more. We'll get one more.
Put some.
We got 108. Jeez, we're at an hour 40. Okay, last one, then we're getting out of here.
I've never even used a Lowrance ghost trolling motor, so I have no ghost experiences.
Made it home around the first.
Gene. Yes. I know personally for me, I spool my own reels unless it's like a random. I'm out and I buy a new reel and they're gonna throw some more line on there. Debo, I know you use your shoebox.
I have my sweet little shoebox contraption. I spool all mine. 15-pound fluorocarbon, I would say, is my number one if I could only pick one. 15-pound fluorocarbon.
I would not trust a high school kid at Dick's to spool my reel.
I just have to say real fast. I bought a new reel at my local bait store, and the kid took the reel apart, pulled the spool out to take all the line off rather than just clicking it down. And one of the coworkers walked up and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm trying to take all this line off." And they're like, "Why didn't you just click the gosh darn button?" And he's like,
all right, well, we are losing people. We're at an hour 45. I think we're going to call it. It has been Rich. Where can we find you? For everybody that doesn't know your stuff, where can we find you at?
Yeah. HellaBass, YouTube and Instagram or wherever. Like, if you guys need more content, I got you, boy. Like, I don't do any of the Barbie pole challenges and lettuce and it's all just hardcore fishing. I'm trying to share a ton of information, tournament videos, how-tos, tips, gear reviews. I keep it straight and it's. I don't know. I really try to make it informational. So if you guys are looking for more serious fishing content, check it out. See what you think.
Yep. And if you guys will kind of notice that is the way that I kind of move toward is guys just fishing, having fun, loving it, just doing real fishing stuff, gear reviews, tackle nerds. That's what you're going to find on our channel. So Rich is definitely that. Go check him out. But that's enough from us. It's already an hour 45. So I want to thank everyone. Rich, I want to thank you for hopping on. Randall, thank you for hopping on, joining us. But
everybody have a good Memorial Day. Still got some time to go do some fishing, grill some brats, and God bless America.
All right. See you guys. Thanks for watching.